So what is the singularity? The singularity is not an object but an event. It'll happen when a computer becomes smarter than all the humans on Earth combined. It is called this because the singularity is an event in which it is impossible to know what happens after. So what I did was a technological singularity. So that's when a computer becomes smarter than all the humans on Earth combined, and after that, so the singularity is what happens when a computer becomes smarter than all the humans on Earth combined. So the singularity might not happen in like the way computers work now. So computers work now by like circuits and those metal circuit boards you see in regular computers. So a computer that might have a singularity in it would be used by biotechnology, which is just the use in living things to compute. So DNA, you send like a signal to the DNA and says yes or no, like regular circuits, but with shrunken down biotechnology. So you can fit more circuits into a smaller space, which means more computing power. Also, there's nanotechnology, which is like biotechnology with non-living things. It's still just shrunken down computer parts. And then there's the cloud and the AI, which is just a connected web of computers that all put the processing power in to make one kind of big computer. And then the AI sorts through it and uses the data to compute. So the theories about the singularity are based off this thing called exponential growth. Exponential growth is when it just keeps on doubling over and over again. So amount keeps on doubling over and over again until infinity. So you can see on this graph how it starts at 1 and 1 starts at 1 and then 2, 2, 3, 6, 4, 12. And after a while, you see how the slope goes straight up. It gets really big really fast. Like, remember that paper problem we did on TED Ed about the paper going all the way to the moon? That was exponential growth. And the singularity is based off this thing called Moore's Law, which uses exponential growth in computing. And it tells how every 2 years per $1,000 you spend on computer chips, you'll get double the amount of computing power for the year before. So these are the new computers that were invented each year that had the highest speeds. And you can see how they're going up in the exponential growth curve that you could see in the earlier graph. So where we are now in the graph you just saw is like computers like these. Giant supercomputers that fill warehouse-like spaces. And they're like really big, like the size of a warehouse. You can see how these giant rows of computers, they could simulate a human brain for about 1 second at the most. So they're not that strong, but they're really big, but not that close to getting to singularity right now. But if it keeps up on the exponential curve like before, we should be getting closer. So how the singularity will influence human life? So when the singularity happens, we could use it to compute new things every day and like fix problems that humans have never been able to do before because it's smarter than all the humans on Earth combined. So, and then the singularity can reinvent itself over and over again. And so it can keep on making better and better version of itself for infinity. And when it does that, it could make new things like The Matrix. Have you ever watched that movie? A singularity could like create a place where you would plug into your brain and make a whole entire new world. Nanotechnology, where they make like those super small things and it's controlled by singularity. They can make spaceships that could explore the universe and a paradise, or it could end up badly for everyone. And because the singularity will be smarter than all humans, and who knows what it could do after that, what it'll think, and it might see us like far less superior and try to take over the world. So the problems in achieving the singularity. So in Emily's presentation, we learned about quarks. So you only get computing down to such a small size, and when you get to that size, you might not be able to go any smaller, and you only can take up so much space in the computer. So if you want to get all the humans on Earth combined, then you would need a lot of space, and we might not have enough space, which you see in that planet. So the Earth might have one like that if we tried to get it. So my POD was this thing in my house called the Amazon Alexa. It uses the cloud to use AI and like think for itself. And it's not very smart. So right now we're not very far in achieving the singularity, like I said before. But if it keeps on doubling every 2 years, we should be able to get it fast enough for all the humans on Earth combined. And right now it answers questions and does web searches and stuff. But eventually we want to get it so it can solve like human problems like physics, like supercomputers do. So my conclusion is that if exponential growth continues for how it's going right now with Moore's law, we should be able to achieve the singularity by 2045, which is when computing will get past all the human brains in the world combined, and we'll be able to keep on reinventing itself, and we'll be able to solve a lot of problems that we don't know the answer to right now. Yeah. Oh, wait, question? Jenny?
If the singularity is when, or the singularity can possibly have it that the computer wouldn't say that we are good people or something, why would we want to work towards the singularity?
Because of all those benefits that I showed before, like the space travel, the nanotechnology, where you can plug your brain and be immortal.
Well, yeah, that's good, but it could still not matter if we all died because it decided to kill all of us.
Well, you weighed the risk.
I'm pretty sure that's a very big risk. Fairly certain.
Henry?
Did you ask the Amazon Alexa a very hard question?
Yes, I have.
What was it?
Well, just all kinds of questions she does. I don't know all the time.
Did you ask it the meaning of life?
Yeah, she said the 42. Helen?
Oh my god, yes.
What about, could it, doesn't, if, like, adding on to Jenny's question, what, like, a question after a question, would it be like, would it be kind of like the, computing power kind of take over? Or, like, because it's smarter than we are? Would that
Well,
be
the idea
very,
is that
very
it would do
unsafe?
everything for us. We wouldn't need to think anymore because it would think for us.
Wouldn't that be an issue because like people could like become like not people anymore?
Yeah. CG
What
would
do you
be
mean?
abolished.
If you don't have to think anymore?
Well,
Then-
you wouldn't have to think. You just live your life how you want it, whatever you want.
It's not good.
Sounds
horrible.
You do whatever
This
you
is
want.
why we shouldn't do the singularity, because
Yeah.
A, it might kill all of us,
Easily.
or B, we just stop thinking.
and we like
and
evolve
just
into
kinda
monkeys
sit
Well, you can
again.
think if you want.
We devolve into
It's
monkeys.
your choice.
I don't think Matthew's point is to have a debate, he's just presenting the information to us. Okay, Emily, you have a question?
Yeah, so has there been like a lot of research that people have been doing about this or like trying to cause it to happen?
Yeah.
So do you know?
Intel's goal each year, like the company Intel, is to try to get the double every 2 years. That's what they're basing their chip production off of. And they're just trying to keep up with Moore's law.
What was your POD again?
The Amazon Alexa.
Oh, and are you sure the Amazon Alexa is a artificial intelligence or just a list of canned responses for about everything you can think of?
It's like artificial intelligence. It uses the cloud and stuff to collect data about like what people are saying to it, and then it comes up with the response from like the internet and stuff.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what you did for your pod? I understand you did Amazon Alexa, but can you tell me like some examples of like what you asked and what the responses were?
I asked different questions like what is a singularity, how do you work, and it answered some of them correctly, and it just didn't know the answers for some of them. I asked like math questions.
Like what kinds of, can you generalize it all? Like what kind of questions was it good at compared to what kind of questions was it not able to answer?
It was better at like numbers questions, but not like good at questions you ask in the middle of the day.
All right, Emily's gonna be the last question.
I just sort of forgot it. So did like Alexa, was she better at answering questions that have like known facts, or and like worse at answering questions that are debatable, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Henry and someone else had their hand up. Write your questions down if you still have questions. Matthew, thank you very